Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a pile of shame painting video. Now every Monday I do a Monday painting video, which is also a pile of shame painting video, but the Monday video is voted on by you guys from last week's Weekly Wednesday. So this type of video, just one that's not voted on by you guys, is where I just let me get this guy painted up, and that's what I'm doing today. So for all my regulars, guys, I would love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so I decided that this badass needs to be painted up in my Tyranid colours, ready to be added to my ever increasingly growing Tyranid force. So this is a Neurotyrant from the 10th edition Leviathan box. It's a fantastic sculpt, really. The claws, tentacles, I actually love it. Absolutely think it's amazing. Now he does come with two of these little dudes. They're like miniature versions of him. I found one, I'll find the other one. It's around somewhere, so I'm just going to get them painted up anyway. And when I come across the other one, I'll just paint them up, So I'm just going to get first colours sorted out and I'll come back to you. Well, so as you can see, he's been primed with grey cedar, because I find it a lot easier, especially with Tyranids, to paint most of it with contrast paint. So I'm going to start with Tyranids Blue. And this is literally just for all of these colour paste pieces. So all these bits on the back here. Here's some facehugger type things hanging off of him. I'm going to make sure I do not get those. I'm going to show you me paint the whole of the colour paste. I'm just going to do a little bit of it on camera and then go up and do the rest. Just to give you an idea of what I'm doing. So now, that's still what you can see. Now I'm going to come in with some Fluopius pink. And this is going to be for the skinny type areas. When I say skinny, I mean like not slim bits and bits that flesh. So bits like this. Again, I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera. I'm going to do a bit and go off and do the rest so you can just see what I'm doing. So a really nice colour this is. I'm going to get all these bits as well, all these tentacles. I wasn't going to, but I am. Got little arms here as well. Little bits there. Look at his little face as well. I did the crest on his head actually, because I just thought it looks a bit weird with big brain hanging off. So now I'm going to come with some Griffin Hound Orange. And what I'm going to get with this, I think his arms first, his hands, so they really stand out. One thing I like with these contrast paints when I paint these Tyranids, I don't wait for one contrast colour to dry before I start whacking on the next one, because I find that if they do end up wet blending to each other, it gives me a nice unique colour which looks more realistic towards like flesh. So there's a few instances where there's the blue and the red, sorry, the blue and the Flopless pink have mixed together. It gives you a nice like purpley colour. And I'll just do all of this. All the way around there, all of these ridges coming out of his back. I'm going to get all the spikes on the under his tentacles. And I'll come back to you then. Right, so some people are going to freak out a little bit here. Don't panic. Just trust the process, because this is just the base colours we're putting on. So the next thing I need is Druky Violet. This is a shade, and this is only going to be for the brain sections of this creature. So all of this section here, I'm going to wash it in there. I'm not going to be shy of it. If it does mix with any wet contrast paint, great, because again it gives you a nice different shade on that section of it. Going to get these little brain bits here. I'm going to go camera and do the rest, and then I'm going to leave it to dry for a little while, because I want it all to dry now before I go to the next stage. Right, so here we are, all base colours done, looking kind of nice. There are a few little white bits I can see in there. It's under the head there, but don't worry about that, because I find that happens to me when I'm using contrast paint. It does seem to just pull off into a certain area. His little buddy's looking good. So the next thing I'm going to do, because he's got some stuff on his base, I'm going to come with some lead belcher. He's got a big massive pipe hanging off his base there. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give that a quick once over. Now where I undercoated black then primed it with grey cere, there is already some shading on it. I've just realised a bit on the pipe, there's these tentacle that I've missed, so I'll have to come back and slap a bit of paint on that. The only problem with models like this, of this sort of design, you always do miss something here and there. So I'm going to finish off giving this a bit of a silver. One question I'm always asked is about my basing. How do I get such a great base look? This is the type of thing people are asking about. How do I get it to look so good, the basing? So I've obviously gravelled the base of the model. These Tyranids particularly have black undercoat and then grey cere, because I want to use contrast paint on them. But even if it's black undercoat and I didn't use grey cere, I then come in with some Steelies and drab. Okay. And what I do, switch to a bigger brush, take some, and I just sort of not stipple it on, but sort of just, it's a cross between a dry brush and a stipple. Stippling is when you're just stabbing like that. Okay, dry brushing is when you're just doing this to get raised areas. It's sort of a mixture between the two. And I can always come in, once this is dry, with a lighter brown, like Baneblade brown. Do the same thing again, but like in certain areas. It's giving me different ground look. I might even do it on this guy just to show you. I'm going to crack on to the rest of his base. You can see what the back of it, how the back of it looks. So here we are, looking nice. Now there is a little bit of a Tyranid thing there, which I didn't realise, but I'm going to rectify that anyway. Now I'm going to come with some Troll Slayer Orange. It's a layer paint. It's a very simple thing I'm going to do here. The first thing I'm going to do Let's take some of my brush and I will stipple it in onto the lead piping below, just to give it like a rust effect. Now the Trolls Orange will go on bright but dull itself down. I'm doing this to really break up the piping from the rest of the model. The next thing I'm going to do the Trolls Orange. So I'm going to come in and I want to get not the raised areas but like these bits here. On the front of him. Just the bits in between. Just to make them stand out a little bit more. It's not going to look very much at the moment, but when I come to the next stage, so it could be on Battle Ready Standard, then you'll see what's been done. Let's get the bits on the back as well. And this way, there's a little white piece there. I can then come in with the Trolls Orange, just tidy that up and hide that away. And I'm not going crazy with the Trolls Orange, just I wanted to give it a different bit of a look here and there. Along the top of these spinal ridges. Now the Trolls Orange, I might do the second coat of that along these bits off camera. Just leave this bit to dry first of all because it'll dull itself down. And then come in and do a second coat to like brighten up a bit more. Let's get his fingers as well actually. Let's get his nails on his fingers. I'm going to leave that to dry for a minute. But for all intents and purposes, that is battle ready. Now, actually no, sorry. One more thing I'm going to do. I'm going to come in with some Druky Violet. And I'm going to wash this bit on the base here. So I've done the brown on it. As I wash it, the brown's going to come through a little bit, but not too much. It's going to really just define this little Tyranid growth thing that's coming out of the ground. Right, so for all intents and purposes, this bad boy is about ready. Now what I'm going to do is take him beyond Battle Ready Standard. So for everyone that's new, what does that mean? That's anything from a wash, to a dry brush, to an edge highlight, to technical paint, to dry paint, contrast paint, even bringing in a layer paint, like I just did with the orange, but that's a layer paint. And start building up layers. So I could come back with that orange and do the same thing again, and then come back for a third thin coat and just do a little bit. So you're getting different color, different shading of the same color. There's lots of different things that you can do to take it beyond Battle Ready Standard. But this guy's pretty much done. So leave that to dry for a few minutes and then come back with what I'm going to do. Right, so what I'm going to do is take some white scars. And what I'm going to do with this guy, I'm going to come in, get some paint on my brush, brush it onto some tissue, and I'm going to start giving him a dry brush. What this is going to do is going to brighten up all of the bony raised areas. And the white scars is a layer paint, so it will go on bright and dull itself down. So there's no panic. If you put it on and think, oh, I put too much on there, it will dull itself down. I only want to get the pieces. I don't want to get the base or the gravel or anything like that. See, actually really transformed now, because when you first look at it, when I first come back after the contrast paint dried, you would have seen it would look really bright and vibrant. I was like, oh, I don't know about that, John. But now, that white just brings it all together nicely. You can really see it coming together. The back is where it's really going to pop really well. Let's get the little. Of course, what this does as well, if I've missed any bits with the contrast or it's pulled away where I want it to, the white dry brush is going to hide all of that. So those of you who are new to the channel, never done dry brushing before, it's as simple as that. As simple as this, I say. It's very, very easy. And you get some amazing results from a dry brush. Especially across this brain area. This facial bone plate. And that bone plate on the back there, these spines coming out, it's absolutely amazing. Front piece looks fantastic. I'm really pleased with that. Now I could dry brush that as well with white scars, but as you see the wash is still wet. Yeah, that is a bit more of these claws. The only problem with your dry brushing, do not get carried away and just keep going. You need to just do some, put it down to dry. Like give it once over, put it down to dry. Won't take long. Then have a look at it and go, oh, actually, I don't like, it's not that great here. Let me come back in, give another little bit of a flick, leave it to dry. Okay, I like that, but that's not good that side. Let me do that side. Okay, because you do get carried away and you end up doing too much dry brushing, and then you go, I've gone too far. That's one of the biggest problems we have as painters when we're painting models, is going too far with a model. It's always better to stop yourself, leave it for a day or so, and then come back and go, right, okay, this is what I want to do here, this is what I want to do there. There's been many times where I've painted a model on camera and I've gone, I need to stop that now because I think I'm going too far. A few days later I come back to it and I go, actually, you know what, I'm going to do this now. This is what I should have done. And then add a little bit to it, or just, you know, just add another dry brush to it on a bit more of a highlighted edge highlight. Anyway, if you've seen this video for the first time, guys, it seems like you've seen the channel for the first time, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to share this video to more and more people, which makes this amazing, and I really mean amazing, community of you guys grow even more. Any comments or anything about these models, chuck them below as always. Guys, thanks for watching. Hit the buttons for me. Until next time, take it easy.